Now, meanwhile, the weather's given everyone a little bit of time to take stock. Firefighters are preparing for what's next. Those who've lost homes and businesses are still reeling, and those who can are helping each other and our wildlife, doing what they can for some of the thousands of animals who are homeless and injured.
If you have driven around town, you will see what it looks like, and it's just terrible.
This is what's left of the country around fire-ravaged Mallacoota. Local Patrick Boyle is on the hunt and providing a much-needed helping hand.
Everyone was doing everything for the people in town, so I knew there was time for me to come out in the bush and have a look around. The bush is where my home mostly is.
For days, the 22-year-old has been rescuing some of the smallest fire victims, his dog Spike by his side. He spots a koala on the forest floor. Curled up, too exhausted to carry on.
Come on. That's it. You're all right.
With a sip of water, the little koala is still dazed and confused.
I'm going to get you back to the shelter as quickly as possible.
What number koala is this now?
9 or 10. I've lost count. Wasn't expecting to actually find any more here because we've searched here every day, but they must be coming down.
After days of flames, smoke and devastation, the makeshift Mallacoota wildlife shelter has been inundated with burnt and injured animals.
We don't know where they're going to go back to because there's no leaf out there for the koalas. There's no leaf out there for the possums.
Sue Johns runs the community shelter and is overwhelmed by Patrick's contribution.
Every time he came in, I'm thinking, oh great, oh no, because he was back, he's safe, but I knew he had another victim. He's just been a godsend.
Yeah, out here when I can. If I get a phone call, I need you around here, I don't hesitate, I head back in, and then once that's all sorted, I'll come back out. And then when it's dark, just try and get the rest that I can. Banshee I got.
There's more than 20 names on the patient list. With access to life-saving treatment, these are the lucky ones.
He's just gone out of his own volition because he loves animals. And so do most Mallacoota people. We love what we've got here. It's special.
The animals touching hearts of many, donations from around Australia and across the world now flooding in.
I've had messages from Scotland, UK, United States, Hawaii, all saying and thanking me and saying they're sending donations through, which is just fantastic for countries that it's not even affecting. It's pretty nice of them.
This is just amazing. I can't find you words. I just can't comprehend how much it means to me, the team that are here, and the whole town. It's just amazing, and the whole town do it. That's why they're doing it, because they are such feeling people.
On the front line of disaster, Don Ashby is running aid efforts at the Mallacoota Hall.
It started out as a whole lot of frightened tourists. Once we hunkered down, once the services started turning up, we had to sort of facilitate, like set up PAs, organise all this food, water, all that kind of jazz.
As the fire front hit town last week, it was an evacuation centre. Thousands then fled what was once a holiday haven, the Navy providing a lifeline in testing times.
The services have been extraordinary. I cannot speak highly enough about the Red Cross. What a bunch of heroes they are. And but everybody, but I mean those people have been in there like pretty much non-stop for almost as long, well, for the last 4 days. Yeah. It's been extraordinary.
Now Don is running a refuge for the dozens who have lost their homes, his family among those losing everything when the fire tore through his property in just a matter of minutes.
You've called this home for 25 years.
Yeah, it's our place. It's pretty devastating really, isn't it?
Despite testing times, he, like so many locals, are soldiering on.
But everybody's being really strong. It's just amazing.
Giving back to a town and community that show through all the uncertainty and under eerie amber skies when a bushfire strikes, rebuilding and recovering is a battle worth fighting.
Yeah, what a silver lining to see that there are so many good people out there. Now, the fires on Kangaroo Island have killed 2 men, a father and son, and ravaged at least a third of the island. Kangaroo Island Mayor Michael Pengelly joins me now from there. Michael, we're so sorry about this. Could you tell us a little bit about Dick and Clayton Lang?
Oh yes, well they're actually, Dick and Helen were neighbours of mine just down the road, Leila, and I became aware early Saturday morning that we'd had 2 fatalities, and Dick and Helen lived in Adelaide but had the property and came over quite regularly. It was just a catastrophe for their family, and we're very much saddened. And on Sunday when we had the community meeting in the hall, people were just visibly shocked and quite distressed, quite frankly.
There's just so much to deal with there in your community. We're told that it was like a fire tornado when the blaze went through. How many homes and businesses and farms would you estimate that you've lost?
We think we've lost about 50 houses, so that'll be 40 or 50 farms. Some of those farms are amalgamated, but and businesses, we've lost substantial amount of infrastructure and business down on the south coast through Flinders Chase and Southern Ocean Lodge, KL Wilderness Retreat, the West End Caravan Park, Hanson Bay, the list goes on. So it's an unmitigated disaster both for tourism sector and the farming sector, but we're coming back. We'll come back better and bigger than ever, and I issue a plea to the federal government for a substantial amount of disaster funding. We're only a small community, there's only 4,500 people here. It'll take 2 years for farmers to get an income again, even if it rained tomorrow, which it won't. And tourism, we encourage people to come. We're still 2/3 of the island that's open for business, so yes.
Yes, well, I hope everybody heads back there. It's a beautiful place, but I just want to also draw attention to the fact that obviously the island's famous for its native wildlife. It's tragic to think how many kangaroos and koalas would have been killed. Can you even sort of hazard a guess of the damage there?
Oh, look, on the kangaroos and wallabies, possums, it's almost impossible to guess. There's an estimate made that about 25,000 koalas perished in the blue gum plantations, but the jury's really out on that. We really don't know. They thought there was 50,000 in there, and of course they just fall out of the trees and die, sadly. I mean, that's the reality, and there are, over and above that, there are tens and tens and tens of thousands of sheep that have been shot in the last couple of days, which is just a soul-destroying job for owners of them, yes.
How's everybody coping there?
Look, they're remarkably resilient. We are on the island, we're an island population, and we get together. I mean, I was at a meeting this afternoon of Blaze Aid, they're on deck, and all these younger women who've got children, their husbands are still out shooting sheep, they were there. And I actually think it was good for them all to come together and sort of share their trauma together. The ongoing issue of mental health is going to be one that we have to address, but getting our economy going again on that western third is something that's absolutely critical. That's why I'm seeking disaster relief in large amounts, and I'm sure that message will get back. I've been sending out that message all day. So we really, really need all the help we can get. The local council, we're only a small council, small rate-paying base, but you just don't expect this. So Flinders Chase has burnt before, and it'll burn again. It burnt 12 years ago. It'll burn again in 10 years' time. It'll be enough to carry a fire. But Friday was just unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it. The intensity of the fire and the destruction that's left behind, and just the scorched earth, is just really almost too hard to describe.
All right, look after yourself, look after each other. We'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Mayor Michael Pengelly there from the Kangaroo Island.